All right, sorry for the extended break, but it's kind of been a slow release window for Gundam. No Gundams I've been too interested in, and I did a lot of Warhammer painting last year and at the beginning of this year, so kind of, giving myself some time. There's Korean modeling term that I've heard before called healing kit, or it would translate to healing kit. Frosted Snow has a video about that, and this is kind of what this felt like to me. Try something new before I get back into the whole Gundam painting all summer thing. So what we have here is a Zoid. I don't know anything about Zoids other than that they're like mechanical animals that have like a core inside. And you'll see all that sort of stuff. But of course I had to go for the Caterpillar. Now this is the full option set by Kotobukiya. I know they have lower end and maybe even higher end than this Zoids models, kind of like the different tiers of Gundam models. But this high-end master model, I would say is pretty similar to a real grade in terms of all the little pieces and amount of time, the finickiness a little bit. There was one part I had a ton of problem push fitting, but other than that, it went together pretty well. And this is all push fit. There's some stuff I would want to put glue on, but yeah, let's just get into this guy. So you have this crane here that can, move and go on any of these. You can put it backwards facing back here. This big gun up top, which is very cool, and this moves, a lot. This is a nice looking gun, and there's a lot of detail on these molded parts, as with most Kotobukiya kits, but they're not color separated. That'll take a lot of paint to really look good, but it's a nice canvas to start with. And these move, it's a bit stiff actually, but yeah, that all moves. This front part is kind of my favorite here. It opens up like this, and then very finicky or very tight opens up like that. And then in there, you got like an ejecting cockpit, which is very cool. The little guy in there is pretty detailed. Let me see if I can get a bit more focus. There we go. Pretty detailed little guy. 1/72 scale, so a bit, I guess, bigger than Warhammer scale, or a bit, no, it'd be a bit smaller. But half the scale of a 1/44 high grade. So if you took this thing and made it even smaller, they're not, because Zoids are not massive. They're not Gundam size, that's for sure. These are basically just tanks, and these are used in the desert, as you could kind of tell from the design of it. I like that these wheels go down, and then these can all open up. I really do want to glue parts of these wheels together, though, but these open up and, can drill. And yeah, like really intricate inner workings in there, similar to a real grade or whatever. This all moves. This part doesn't move, and that's because of this gimmick here, which is really, really cool, actually. So this pops up and opens, and this opens, right? And then on the inside of the Caterpillar, you get a little missile launcher platform, which is very cool. The thing is setting all these legs up so that it sits properly is a little bit rough. That's why it does have these pads at the bottom that it can kind of just sit and glide on if you move all the legs up. But yeah, I like the little hidden missile launcher in there. It's just a bit rough to close. Yeah, you do it, I guess, this way first and then click that in. Not the most satisfying. There we go. And you can see the more I'm playing with this, the harder it is to set right, because there's so many little moving parts. So it takes, a little bit of just finagling to get it looking nice on a shelf. This part, I think, also goes up or down. Oh no, I guess it doesn't. It just appears to. But yeah, all in all, a really interesting model. I can't really say it's too different than the Gundam experience in terms of like a real grade build or whatever. It's just the fact that this is such a unique, weird design. Like you wouldn't see something like this in Gundam typically. The closest would maybe be like the Bakyu or the dog one from Gundam Seed. That's like a a very animal Zoid style Gundam. I might check out some of these anime just so I can see this guy in action. I will say, so there was another runner here for like black parts for a lot of these. This middle part and the head part, a lot of the carapace pieces. I picked the silver just because I wanted to clear that one runner. But I think in the instruction manual there is the katakana, or sorry, I guess it'd be hiragana, of whether you're supposed to use white or black. Like I assume it just says like white or black or whatever the proper words would be for that. Like see it says A1, but then there's brackets next to it. So I assume that's the color that you would want to use. But I think if you're doing the build 100% perfectly properly, you would be swapping some of these black parts for where I put some silver ones. And even on the instruction manual, it kind of looks like this middle segment here is supposed to be black. But I am planning to fully paint this kind of a more realistic military style, so I don't really mind about what I'm starting with. Although I will say that this silver plastic, just as it is on Gundam or whatever, silver plastic is always quite ugly. It just looks very toyish and super shiny and glossy, but yeah, some primer on there, some sanding it. It'll be nice for sure. Now, all the moving parts means it's going to need some disassembly for sure for proper priming. Definitely masking on some parts. This seems like one of those kits that you would kind of want to paint while you're building up, but I never really mind disassembling something after the fact and kind of problem solving my way around. The big options here are these two other guns that would go on the side instead of this big one. So railgun type, automatic, heavy machine guns, I guess, compared to like a big ballistic cannon. And then there's an optional different back. And this one has more range of movement here. It has these little antennae that are guns, and there's two different optional red guns you can put back there, as well as like this little back camera or scope or something. And these three move independently. I mean, kind of like they're on very tiny ball joints, so you move them too much and it just pops right out. But you can like kind of get a curl. So let's see here. Yeah, and that's the other option there. And honestly, like I do like how this looks, but the functionality of that opening missile launcher is way funnier to me. There's not a lot of functionality in this bag, although I will end up painting both. Maybe I could do a different color scheme on this back or something so that it looks a little different. And I don't get bored painting the same thing twice, essentially. And there are a few little extra tiny guns that go on the head and stuff that I haven't cut out yet and put on there. As you can see in the art there, you can see there's like turrets right around the head. So that's the only thing I have not included yet, I believe. There's also weirdly like different, less deep style of hatches, or sorry, knobs, I guess, for these knobs here. But I like the look of these ones more. It's just weird that there's like two complete runners of optional knobs. They don't really go anywhere, but maybe that's just like a Zoid thing. Maybe they just like including knobs with other kits. This actually did come with a Waterslide sheet. Ooh, where did I put that? Give me 1 second. As you can see, here is a very nice Waterslide sheet. I can't tell you the quality yet. I haven't cut them out, but the quality of the print looks nice. Feels fairly thick, not feels as thick as a Bandai sheet, not as thick as maybe some of the other sheets that you'll do. But yeah, I'm obviously going to get some paint on this guy before I worry about decals. And I do like how this manual has this sort of flavor that I really like from Master Grade and some of the older, or even some of the newer high grade manuals. But this is more of a Master Grade thing in Gundam, of these fully intricate mechanical designs in universe, showing in lore how everything works and goes together. These are not the instructions to put the pieces together. Could you imagine? This is just the end of the book where it's showing you all the features and a little bit of flavor and lore, I assume, if you translate these paragraphs here. And then there is, a painting guide, as much as that helps. I'm not going to follow this color scheme. And yeah, some stuff about the guns. But yeah, I do like this style of manual over a real grade manual that's just all the models features. I prefer universe, flavor, that sort of stuff. The only other Kotobukiya kit I've done was a Machining Krieger Mini, which is a mini Machining Krieger guy. So not anything too exciting. Definitely not like this, but some of those details in the parts, and I guess a little bit of the slightly lower quality control than a Bandai. Those are things that you can expect from a Kotobukiya, but if you built a few kits, it's not a big problem. Also, I think this is kind of fun. Like, you can, like, pull this back, and, oh yeah, see, like, this moves out, and then you, like, load in the new magazine. There's even bullet detail on the bottom to paint. I guess artillery, not necessarily a bullet, or ballistic. Is something that big still a bullet? Like, if it's firing a bullet that big, is that still a bullet? But, looks like there is something that should go in there, too. Oh, it's just this, I see. So while I'm at it, I'll just, well, that's already loose. I'll just try and show off the other gun on here. And yeah, this would be the other option. So 2 guns, they move up and down, and they move left to right. So that's actually pretty cool. Yeah, I don't have a lot of complaints about this kit. It's just that it's going to be a bit of an effort to paint up. But I saw, yeah, I saw Nico Suratos, maybe, or one of the Suratos YouTubers. It's like, a dad and his father, or a dad and his daughter, who are both, elite ball knowledge painters and have entered in GBWC and mini contests and stuff. Just runs in the family, that sort of thing. He did, I think the dad did a Nurgle style Molga. So it was like this, but it was all like fleshy and green and pustulated and gross. Made it look much more organic. Me, I want to keep the very much, this is a tank, this is a robot. Oh yeah, let me see if I can get a shot of this core in here. How do I get at this core? This is like the orb that's like the heart of the Zoid. You can kind of see it in there when I lower the wheels. There's like this glowing red orb that you put in there, but I think there was a way to pull it out. I'm just gonna see if I can get this top panel off. Yeah, like, oh well, whatever. It's basically like a soccer ball. Pretty cool little thing. And that's like the heart of it. Like, this is like a living organ, I believe, that powers the Zoid. All right. Well, the second I saw this guy, of course I was going to do it. It's a bug mecha. You really can't go wrong with that in my brain. And yeah, I'm digging this guy. I'll keep you updated with what I'm going to do with it next. But thought it'd be fun to come back and show off something new. And then I do have all the pieces cut and cleaned up for the Turn X. And one of these nights soon, I think I'm just going to stream myself snapping it up, and then, you know, maybe panel lining and talking about my plans for it after. Yeah, I want to make that Turn X as pretty as I can. But this was a nice little healing kit, and you know, I'm not going to stress too much about the paint job. I'm not going to try to make it my best ever, but just lean back into getting outside and painting during the day, like I did, you know, a lot last summer. So that'll be fun. Thanks for being patient with me while I was, you know, just kind of working on my life and working on with the kids and, you know, figuring out what I was going to do next project-wise. Because, yeah, like I said, the Gundam release schedule was not really interesting me lately. But that Elysius from Hathaway 2 looks amazing. Plus, I have, you know, that Turn X finally, and there is a master grade G-Fighter or ground type G-Fighter thing that I ordered months back that I'll definitely show off too. That looks really, really exciting. Alright. Hope y'all think this guy looks as cool as I do. It was a little bit on the pricier side, but, you know, I think the build took enough time that it was worth it. And, yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for enjoying. And if you haven't done a ZOIDS yet, give it a shot. They're pretty cool little kits. Alright, take care.